proud warrior queen crippled in battle, saved by the human slave she hated. In the endless darkness of the Orion Arm, the research vessel Horizon drifted silently, its sleek metallic hull gleaming under the distant starlight. Dr. Elena Rodriguez adjusted her neural interface, scanning the complex quantum data streams flowing through the ship's advanced sensors. At 38, she was the lead xenobiological researcher, her reputation built on decades of studying potential extraterrestrial life patterns. The ship's crew consisted of 12 international scientists, each selected for their unique expertise and psychological resilience. Humanity had learned long ago that space exploration required more than technical skills, it demanded adaptability, creativity, and an unwavering spirit of discovery. "Anomalous energy signature detected," announced Marcus Wright, the ship's computational systems analyst. His fingers danced across holographic displays, tracing unusual quantum fluctuations that didn't match any known stellar phenomena. Elena leaned closer, her dark eyes reflecting the shifting data patterns. "Magnify Sector 7 Delta," she commanded. The ship's AI, Aria, responded instantly. Holographic projections expanded, revealing a complex energy signature that seemed to pulse with an almost organic rhythm. It was unlike anything they had ever encountered. The first signal. Suddenly, a transmission broke through the ship's communication systems. It wasn't radio waves or standard electromagnetic signals, but a complex quantum entanglement message that seemed to bypass traditional communication barriers. "Translation protocols engaging," Aria announced. The message was fragmented, filled with mathematical sequences and what appeared to be biological data streams. Most crews would have dismissed it as random noise, but the Horizons team was different. Elena's background in xenolinguistics and quantum communication gave her a unique perspective. "This isn't random," she muttered. "It's a language. Complex, but structured." Marcus nodded, his fingers rapidly constructing complex translation algorithms. "The mathematical foundations suggest an intelligence far beyond our current understanding. These aren't just signals, they're a deliberate communication attempt." The approaching vessel. Within hours, a massive vessel emerged from what seemed like a quantum fold in space. Its design defied human engineering principles, organic yet geometrically precise, with surfaces that seemed to shift and breathe. "Defensive system standing by," announced Captain David Chen, his voice calm despite the unprecedented situation. But Elena saw something different. Where others saw a potential threat, she recognized patterns of communication, hints of an intelligence seeking connection rather than conflict. First contact protocol. The alien vessel made no aggressive moves. Instead, it began transmitting intricate data patterns that seemed to be a form of introduction. Aria worked tirelessly, constructing translation matrices that could interpret these complex signals. "They're sharing biological information," Elena realized. "Not just about themselves, but requesting information about us. It's a cultural exchange, not an invasion." Her colleagues looked skeptical. Years of science fiction and military conditioning had prepared humanity for conflict, not cooperation. But Elena had always believed that true intelligence recognized the value of understanding over conquest. The quantum bridge. As the alien vessel continued its delicate communication dance, something extraordinary happened. A quantum entanglement bridge began forming between the Horizon and the alien craft, a direct neural-like connection that transcended traditional communication methods. Marcus's hands flew across the controls. "We're receiving massive data streams. Biological, technological, mathematical, it's overwhelming." Elena closed her eyes, allowing her neural interface to process the incoming information. What she experienced was beyond language, a pure exchange of knowledge, curiosity, and potential. A moment of decision. Captain Chen's voice cut through the tension. "Dr. Rodriguez, what do you recommend?" Elena opened her eyes, a sense of profound understanding radiating from her. "We respond. Not with weapons or defensive postures, but with openness. They're not here to conquer, they're here to understand. The bridge fell silent. Humanity stood at the precipice of its most significant moment, first contact with an alien civilization that seemed to value knowledge over conflict. As the quantum bridge pulsed with potential, Elena Rodriguez knew that everything was about to change. This wasn't just a scientific discovery, it was the beginning of a new chapter in human history. The horizon hung in space, a beacon of human curiosity, ready to communicate with the unknown. The unfolding connection. Days passed in a state of suspended anticipation. The alien vessel, which the Horizon's crew had begun calling the Resonance, maintained its delicate quantum connection. Elena Rodriguez discovered that communication was less about words and more about shared experiences, mathematical constructs, and intricate data exchanges. Dr. Marcus Wright developed a breakthrough neural translation matrix that allowed more nuanced interpretation of the alien signals. It's not just language, he explained during a crew briefing. It's a complete cognitive mapping. They're sharing entire conceptual frameworks, not just individual thoughts. The alien civilization, which they learned called themselves the Axiom, possessed a fundamentally different approach to communication. Where humans relied on linear language and verbal expression, the Axiom communicated through complex quantum resonance, a method that simultaneously conveyed emotion, scientific data, historical context, and philosophical understanding. The cultural revelation. What emerged was a startling portrait of a civilization that had evolved beyond traditional conflict. The Axiom had long ago abandoned territorial expansion, recognizing that true progress came from knowledge exchange rather than conquest. Elena found herself spending marathon sessions interfacing with the quantum communication bridge. Each interaction revealed layers of complexity that challenged human understanding of intelligence, cooperation, and existence. They've mapped entire evolutionary paths of civilizations, she told Captain Chen during a private briefing. Not just their own, but countless others they've encountered. And they're genuinely curious about humanity's potential. The technological exchange. The Axiom began sharing technological insights that seemed to defy human scientific understanding. Quantum communication protocols that could instantaneously transmit information across galaxy-wide distances. Energy generation techniques that drew power directly from quantum fluctuations. Medical nanotechnology that could regenerate entire biological systems. But they weren't simply giving these technologies. They were engaging in a complex dialogue, testing humanity's readiness, evaluating their ethical frameworks, and understanding their potential for responsible advancement. Marcus discovered something even more intriguing. The Axiom aren't just sharing technology, he explained, his eyes bright with excitement. They're presenting us with puzzles, challenges. It's like they're conducting a massive, multi-layered assessment of our species' problem-solving capabilities. The philosophical challenge. One particular quantum transmission caught Elena's attention. It was a complex scenario that seemed to be a philosophical and ethical challenge. The scenario involved multiple civilizations facing a critical resource shortage, with various potential solutions that tested moral boundaries, technological innovation, and collaborative problem-solving. They want to see how we think, Elena realized. Not just our technological capabilities, but our capacity for empathy, creative problem-solving, and ethical decision-making. The crew of the Horizon became inadvertent representatives of human potential. Each interaction, each response to the Axiom's intricate challenges, would shape the potential for future interaction. A critical moment. During one particularly intense quantum dialogue, the Axiom presented a scenario that seemed to simulate an impending ecological collapse. The challenge required not just technological solutions, but a holistic approach involving social restructuring, resource management, and interspecies cooperation. Captain Chen watched Elena work, recognizing that this was more than a scientific interaction. It was a test of humanity's evolutionary potential. "Can we pass their test?" he asked quietly. Elena's response was immediate and filled with conviction. "We're not just going to pass. We're going to show them something they've never seen before: human creativity, resilience, and our unique capacity for hope. The emerging partnership. As the quantum dialogue continued, something remarkable began to happen. The Axiom were no longer just observers. They were becoming participants, collaborators in a journey of mutual discovery. The Horizon became more than a research vessel. It was a bridge between two civilizations, a testament to the power of curiosity, understanding, and the unquenchable human spirit of exploration. And somewhere in the vast, complex quantum connection, a new kind of relationship was being born, one that promised to reshape humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. The unexpected threat. In the depths of quantum space, a shadow emerged, a threat that would test the fragile new relationship between humanity and the Axiom. The quantum communication channels suddenly erupted with urgent signals, a complex tapestry of mathematical warnings and vibrational distress. Incoming threat detected, Arya announced, her typically calm voice tinged with an unprecedented note of concern. Computational models indicate a civilization-level extinction event approaching. Elena Rodriguez and her team gathered around the holographic displays, watching as intricate data streams revealed a terrifying scenario. A cosmic phenomenon, part natural disaster, part systemic collapse, threatened multiple star systems. The Axiom's vast knowledge suggested this wasn't just a localized event, but a cascading quantum-level disruption that could potentially erase entire civilizational networks. The quantum cascade. Dar. Marcus Wright's fingers danced across advanced computational interfaces. It's a quantum cascade, he explained, his voice tight with concentration. Imagine a fundamental breakdown of the quantum fabric that maintains stellar stability. It's consuming entire star systems, leaving nothing but quantum dust. The Axiom's communication became increasingly desperate. Their centuries of technological advancement seemed suddenly inadequate against this fundamental universal threat. They were sharing not just data, but a sense of profound vulnerability that transcended their typically composed communication. Humanity's unique perspective. What happened next would become a pivotal moment in interstellar history. Where the Axiom saw an insurmountable problem, the human team saw a challenge to be solved. Elena's mind worked differently. Years of interdisciplinary research had taught her that solutions often emerged from unexpected intersections. We're looking at this linearly, she announced, her eyes blazing with intellectual excitement. The Axiom are trying to solve this using pure quantum mechanics. But what if we approach it differently? Captain David Chen recognized that spark, the uniquely human ability to reframe impossible problems. Go on, he encouraged. The innovative solution. Elena began constructing a radical proposal. Drawing from her background in quantum biology, advanced computational theory, and systems thinking, she proposed a solution that seemed almost absurd in its simplicity and audacity. We don't stop the quantum cascade, she explained. We redirect it. Transform it into a constructive energy network. The Axiom's communication patterns suggested confusion. Their highly advanced civilization struggled to comprehend the seemingly impossible approach. But humans had always excelled at finding solutions that defied conventional wisdom. The collaborative effort. What followed was a remarkable display of interspecies collaboration. The Horizon's crew worked alongside quantum projections of Axiom researchers, their neural interfaces creating a seamless communication network that transcended traditional boundaries. Marcus developed computational models that translated Elena's theoretical framework into executable quantum algorithms. The ship's AI, Arya, began running millions of simultaneous simulations, each iteration refining the approach. The critical moment. As the quantum cascade approached critical mass, threatening to consume entire stellar networks, the human Axiom team prepared to implement their unprecedented solution. Quantum redirection matrix engaging, Arya announced. The universe seemed to hold its breath. A fundamental transformation. Instead of destruction, something extraordinary happened. The quantum cascade, a force of seemingly absolute entropy, began to transform. Where it would have erased entire civilizations, it now became a network of regenerative energy, creating new quantum pathways and potential for growth. The Axiom's communication carried a sense of profound amazement. Humanity had done more than solve a problem. They had fundamentally reimagined the nature of the challenge itself. The aftermath. When the quantum dust settled, something had changed. The Axiom's perception of humanity shifted from a potentially promising species to something far more significant, a civilization with the potential to fundamentally reshape understanding of universal processes. Elena looked at her team, a mixture of exhaustion and exhilaration on their faces. They had just accomplished something that would be remembered across multiple civilizations. "We didn't just save star systems," Captain Chen said quietly. "We showed them what it means to be human." As the horizon drifted in a newly transformed quantum space, a new chapter of interstellar cooperation began, defined by human creativity, resilience, and an unbreakable spirit of hope. A new paradigm of exploration. 5 years had passed since the quantum cascade event. The horizon, once a simple research vessel, had become a symbol of humanity's potential for cosmic diplomacy. A massive orbital station now orbited where the original quantum transformation had occurred, a testament to human axiom collaboration called the convergence point. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood at the primary observation deck, watching as multiple species vessels moved in carefully choreographed patterns. What had begun as a chance encounter had transformed into an unprecedented galactic consortium. The axiom had been fundamentally changed by their interaction with humanity. Their rigid computational approach to universe had been challenged, reimagined, transformed. The collaborative network. The convergence point was more than a diplomatic station. It was a living network of scientific exchange, where species from across multiple star systems came to share knowledge, technologies, and perspectives. "We're not just exploring space anymore," Marcus Wright explained during a complex data presentation. "We're exploring the very nature of collaborative intelligence." Quantum communication networks now span thousands of light-years, creating a web of understanding that transcended traditional barriers of language, biology, and technological advancement. The human contribution. Humanity's unique approach, a blend of emotional intelligence, creative problem-solving, and an inherent ability to find hope in seemingly impossible situations, had become a cornerstone of this new galactic understanding. The axiom had discovered something profound about human nature. Where most species saw limitations, humans saw opportunities. Where others calculated risks, humans imagined possibilities. The technological renaissance. Technologies developed through human axiom collaboration were revolutionizing multiple aspects of existence. Medical systems that could regenerate entire biological systems. Energy generation techniques that drew power from quantum fluctuations. Communication networks that allowed instantaneous understanding across vast cosmic distances. But more importantly, these technologies were shared equitably. The old models of technological hoarding and competitive advancement had been replaced by a new paradigm of collective growth. Personal transformations. Elena reflected on her own journey. From a researcher seeking understanding to a key architect of interstellar cooperation, her life embodied the broader human narrative of adaptation and hope. "We didn't conquer the universe," she often told young researchers. "We learned to dance with it." The philosophical revolution. The human approach had introduced a radical concept to the galactic community, the idea that intelligence was not just about processing power, but about imagination, empathy, and the capacity to reimagine fundamental challenges. The axiom's computational models had been permanently altered. They now incorporated what they called human variables, unpredictable, creative elements that defy traditional logical frameworks. The ongoing journey. The convergence point was always in motion, always evolving. New species continued to join the network, each bringing unique perspectives, each learning from others. Captain David Chen, now a senior diplomatic advisor, watched the complex interactions with a sense of wonder. "We're writing a new chapter of cosmic history," he would say, "and we're doing it together." A moment of reflection. As the station's massive quantum drives hummed with potential, Elena stood beside Marcus, watching a holographic representation of the expanding galactic network. "Did we ever imagine this would happen?" Marcus asked, his voice filled with a mixture of awe and gratitude. Elena smiled. "We didn't just imagine it. We made it happen." Outside, the stars seemed to pulse with a new kind of energy, a testament to humanity's incredible journey from a single research vessel to a pivotal force in galactic evolution. The universe continued to expand, to surprise, to challenge. And humanity was ready, more than ever, to meet that challenge with creativity, hope, and an unbreakable spirit of discovery. The next frontier. 50 years after the Convergence Point's establishment, humanity's relationship with the cosmos had transformed beyond recognition. The children and grandchildren of the original Horizon crew now led a new generation of interstellar explorers, diplomats, and researchers. Dr. Aria Rodriguez, named after the original ship's AI and granddaughter of Elena Rodriguez, stood on the bridge of the starship Horizon 2. Unlike her predecessors, she represented a generation born into a multi-species galactic community, where human creativity had become a universal currency of innovation. The quantum inheritance. The Rodriguez family's legacy was more than just a scientific achievement. It had become a philosophical blueprint for interstellar cooperation. Aria carried not just her grandmother's genetic legacy, but the accumulated wisdom of a transformative moment in human history. Quantum resonance stabilization at 97%, announced the ship's AI. The technology was light years beyond what the original Horizon had possessed, yet the fundamental principle remained the same: curiosity, adaptability, and an unbreakable spirit of exploration. Unexpected challenges. A sudden quantum disruption caught the ship's sensors. Where previous generations might have seen a threat, Aria saw an opportunity for understanding. Mapping quantum variance, she told her multi-species crew. Humans worked alongside Axiom researchers, quantum collective representatives, and beings from star systems not yet known when her grandmother first made contact. The living legacy. The crew of the Horizon 2 represented a living testament to humanity's greatest strength, its ability to bridge differences, to see potential where others saw barriers. Marcus Chen, a descendant of the original captain, operated the computational systems. His approach blended human intuition with advanced quantum algorithms, a perfect representation of the evolutionary path humanity had chosen. A cosmic classroom. What the original Horizon had started had become a continuous learning experience. Every mission was not just about exploration, but about mutual understanding. The quantum communication networks had evolved into something resembling a living, breathing educational system that spanned multiple civilizations. "We're not just exploring space," Aria often said, echoing her grandmother's philosophy. "We're exploring the very nature of collective intelligence." The philosophical revolution continues. The human approach had fundamentally altered how civilizations perceived growth, conflict, and cooperation. The old models of territorial expansion and resource competition had been replaced by a network of shared knowledge and collaborative problem-solving. Aria's team was currently investigating a quantum anomaly that could potentially provide insights into the fundamental structures of universal communication. It was exactly the kind of challenge that would have excited her grandmother: complex, seemingly impossible, but filled with potential. Bridging realities. As the Horizon 2 navigated through intricate quantum pathways, Aria reflected on the journey that had brought humanity to this point. It wasn't technology that had been their greatest achievement, but their capacity for empathy, imagination, and hope. The ship's multi-species crew worked in perfect synchronization, each bringing unique perspectives to solve increasingly complex challenges. Humans no longer saw themselves as conquerors or even explorers, but as facilitators of cosmic understanding. The continuous journey. Quantum resonance pattern identified, the AI announced. But instead of treating it as a problem to be solved, the crew saw it as a conversation to be understood. Marcus Chen looked at Arya, seeing in her the same spark of curiosity that had defined his ancestors. "Ready to dance with the universe?" he asked. Arya smiled. The universe was no longer something to be conquered, but a partner in an ongoing dialogue of discovery. Outside the ship's quantum-reinforced windows, stars pulsed with potential. Somewhere out there, new challenges awaited. And humanity would meet them, as always, with creativity, resilience, and an unbreakable spirit of hope.